morning, listeners. My name is Clemida Joseph. I am here to be here. I am your host of this show called Health Plus, Aba Maladi. I am happy to be here today. Lend me your ears and let us sit and talk about your health. Today, our health show is about men's health. Health Plus is on the radio every Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. We are open for you to listen and ask questions, be interactive, have an open ears, an open mind to learn, an open mind to ask questions, an open mind to interact, an open mind to be healthy, live a healthy lifestyle, change the way we live. Bonsoir tout le monde. Nous dit bonsoir à tout auditeur, auditrice, captain de nous. Moi, c'est Clemida Joseph. Moi, content, moi, entrer la caille après-midi. Moi, demande nous pour nous prêter mes oreilles, non? Et pour un petit chaise, pour nous chita, pour nous parler de la santé. Chose à relais, santé plus, Aba maladie. Nous connaissons que tout le monde a une maladie qui est la combattre avec. Non, vle di non gen espoir, parce que bon Dieu qu'on guérit toute maladie. Non là pour nous éduquer ou, pour nous ouvrir les yeux non, pour nous aider ou pour capable changer style de vie ou pour améliorer gens ou vivre avec tête ou pour vivre en plus santé. Nous là pour nous parler avec vous, pour nous communiquer avec vous, pour nous donner quelques exemples, pour nous éduquer des signes, des symptômes de quelques maladies qui passent dans le monde entier. Chose ça là chaque samedi de 3h pour 4h après-midi. Et nous disons merci parce que ou ba notre temps, on a passé ensemble pour nous communiquer. OK, so avant de commencer, n'a dit ou si vous voulez entendre des shows, ou ka ouvert radio, c'est 88.1 FM. OK? It's called Good News Radio. Bonne nouvelle, radio Bonne Nouvelle, c'est dans 88.1. Good News Radio is a way you can listen to the show. You can also listen on Facebook. Currently, it looks like it's not live. But you can also listen on Facebook when it is working, when it's live. Well, it is live now. And you could also watch the show on YouTube. On YouTube, you can give us a thumbs up, a like, ou ka abonner, ou ka ba non ti men, please pour montrer que ou remen non, que ou attendez non, non apprécier temps ou passer avec non. Parce que non pas vle vini pour temps n'a fait pour même pour pas édifier bénédifier pour pas joindre ça ou ta remettre en dehors non vle que pour nous éduquer ou pour nous capable aider ou pour capable vivre une vie qui pi dans bon état, une vie qui améliorée, une vie qui en santé. So non dit que choirele Aba maladie. So, c'est toute qualité maladie. Chaque temps, nous parlons de maladie différente. OK? So, pourtant, des radios, au carré les 732 715 0220. Soit après les, au carré les 732 775 0220. 732 775 0225. Sous les ouvrez pour mon pas attendre ou carré les 908 489 98 20. If you want to call the radio while we on the air, you can call 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. If you want your voice to be off the air, you can call 908-489-9820. Okay, so ways we tell you can listen to Good News Radio via WhatsApp. They have the phone number 589-906-1596, Facebook, WYGG Good News Radio, or you could also listen to on YouTube, goodnewsradiotv.com. Ways you can donate. The radio is sponsored by our listeners, and we appreciate all your help. The radio itself appreciate your help. Radio a apprécie toute donation. No? So, qui jan pour nous ka bay donation. All right, we can make a check payable to Good News Community Action. Mail it to 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey. Or Cash App 908-489-9820. Qui jan nou ka donner l'argent nou? Qui jan nou ka participer pour nous supporter radio a? Nou ka fon chèque écrit par Good News Community Action, Good News Community Action, and mail it, adresse là c'est 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey. Sinon, voulez-vous un Cash App, donc à faire li par 908 489 98 20. Jean non ka bay donation non pour radio. Donc on seul annonce pour nous faire aujourd'hui c'est 15 juin k'ap vini l'autre samedi si Dieu veut à 6 p.m. nous avons un gros banquet k'ap fait dans l'église de Dieu de la prophétie qui situé dans 1418 Monroe Avenue. Nous connaissons ces fêtes de paix, so li bon pour nous apprécier papa yo. C'est une bonne occasion pour nous passer un petit temps avec père pour nous montrer yo qui j'en ont apprécié pour nous honorer yo. Yon papa pas on jouet. Okay, so we have a banquet at the Church of God of Prophecy. It's located in 1418 Monroe Avenue, and we are welcoming. Come one, come all, everybody. You can come to appreciate and honor our fathers. This banquet is to honor your fathers. It's only $100 to come in, which include the meals, the entertainment, and everything. All the glory is given to God. So we are waiting to see you next Saturday, June 15 at 1418 Monroe Avenue. Our topic today is on men's health. We are going to focus on mental health. Jodi a nous parler de santé garçon, n'a concentré sur santé mentale messieurs. N'a parlé de santé garçon. So this month is dedicated to men. Okay, this month. Moi, ça, yo dédié li avec garçon yo, awareness pour yo dédié li de maladie garçon. Okay, pour nous commencer, we're gonna talk about this month is men's health. We want you to turn to be healthy. Care. We want you to be healthy. No besoin pour tout garçon yo en santé. We want you to be healthy. All things related to men's health. This is just a simple things that men should be doing at certain age. So get screened. It's important that you do see a primary doctor once a year at least if you don't have any medical issues. Once a year is for preventive measures. It is paid. The screening is not going to cost you anything. It's paid by your insurance. If you don't have regular insurance, you can apply for Medicaid. It is paid for you to get screened. Screening is the best way to make sure that you are healthy, to make sure that if there is something wrong, it can be found in time to be checked, to be treated for, okay? Men age 18, you should get your blood pressure checked at the doctor's office at least every 2 to 3 years. If you are 18 years old, you should get your blood pressure checked every 2 to 3 years at the doctor's office. Age 35, your cholesterol should be checked annual. Un garçon qui gen 18 ans, jeune garçon, depuis à 18 ans, supposé aller dans docteur pour yo checker tension chaque 2 à 3 ans. Depuis gen 18 ans. Garçon qui gen 35 ans, cholestérol ou supposé à l'âge 35 ans, ou supposé checker cholestérol ou chaque année. Chaque année, ou supposé aller docteur ou pour yo checker cholestérol. Men age 40. Age 40, men's age 40, your blood pressure should be checked annually. Men's age 40, you should have your blood pressure checked annually. Garçon qui gen 40 ans ou plus, ou supposé al jeune docteur pour yo checker tension chaque année. Plus petit, c'est chaque année. Mais si vous avez un problème de tension, docteur a dit de combien de temps pour venir. Moun qui gen problème de tension, yo kon aller chaque 6 mois. Men age 45, colorectal cancer screening. Colorectal cancer screening start at age 45. Garçon qui gen l'âge 45 ans, cancer colon, yo cheke li depuis nan l'âge 45 ans. Mais sou genyen famille ou qui gen cancer dans colon yo, sou gen histoire familiale ou ta supposé faire checker pour colon cancer a pi bonne que ça. OK? Depuis nou gen 45 ans, non bay checker li, sou genyen ni cancer familial dans famille on supposé à joindre docteur pour yo checker, pour yo faire screening, pour yo wè si tout bagay en forme. Men 45 years old, 55 years old, share decision making with your doctor. Consider prostate screening. Men 55 years old should have their prostate checked at least by the age of 55. Once you hit 55, talk to your doctor and get your prostate screen done. Sou gen l'âge 55 ans, garçon qui gen 55 ans d'âge, parler avec docteur pour prendre décision pour yo ka checker prostate. Parce que prostate son bagay, maladie prostate, cancer prostate, c'est bagay qui fait des dégâts dans la vie en pile messieurs dans la communauté. OK? So plus bonheur, puis écoute prendre devant, marcher plus vite parce que santé ou est très important. Si ou pas en santé ou pas vivre longtemps ou bien pas vivre bien. Li bon pour vivre en santé. Okay? So men's mental health. Today, I told you guys we're focusing on mental health. A significant obstacle in men's mental health awareness is the stigma. Guys are supposed to be strong. Issues such as depression are viewed as a sign of weakness. However, this male mental health stigma is killing men. Okay? Millions of Americans are struggle with mental health issues. The most significant difference in men's versus women's mental health issue is prevalence. Men typically have fewer mental health conditions and are less likely to seek treatment. Why is that? Why is that? Okay? Problème santé mentale dans garçon. Yon gros obstacle dans conscience santé mentale garçon, c'est stigma. Stigma, nèg yo supposé fort et puis problème yo tant que dépression considéré comme un signe faiblesse. Dans la société haïtienne yo, les un garçon gen dépression, yo weli comme un signe faiblesse. C'est pas haïtien seulement, c'est dans toute société, dans le monde entier, yo toujours pensé garçon yo supposé être faible, yo toujours pensé que garçon supposé fort dans toute bagaille. Les garçons apparaît qu'ils ont un problème mental, yo wel tant qu'on faiblesse. OK, cependant, n'a dit stigma santé mentale garçon actuellement li touye garçon. All right? The stigma is causing men to commit suicide. The stigma of mental health, because society view men as the strong, the provider, the one that's always need to be okay. They cannot talk mentally. They cannot express what they're going through because they seen it as a sign of weakness. Due to that, a lot of men cause suicide. They died because of suicide. They don't have anybody to go to because what they learn from society is it's not acceptable for men to express what's going on with them, which is a bad thing. All right, so a study was done. It shows that from the Foundation of Suicide Prevention, in 2019, men died by suicide at a rate of 3.63 times higher than women. Okay? 3.63 times higher than women, with over 6 million American men struggle with depression. It is crucial to know the signs of mental health and the stigma that stop men from getting help. En étude qui était faite, dans Fondation américaine prévention suicide là en 2019, il y a un pile garçon qui touye tête yo, li montre dans pourcentage là 3.63% plus haut par ces femmes qui touye tête yo. Avec plus passé 6 millions de garçons américains cap lutter avec dépression. Li important pour nous connaître signe santé mentale yo et puis mettre femme pour nous empêcher pour nous mettre femme empêcher stigma qui fait garçon yo pas capable joindre aide. Li important pour nous faire ça, c'est nous même qui pour aider yo. Type of mental health condition in men. There is so many different type of mental health conditions. Mental health issues do not discriminate and affect both men and women. However, there are mental health conditions that men commonly struggle with. And these mental health include depression, bipolar disorder, society anxiety, general anxiety disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic disorder, schizophrenic. OK? So, il y a plusieurs types de problèmes santé mentale qui affectent garçons ni femmes. Mais cependant, santé mentale que garçons souvent lité inclut dépression, trouble bipolaire, trouble inquiète sociale, trouble inquiète général, trouble obsession compulsive, trouble et stress post-traumatique, et puis schizophrénique. So, the important thing, ça qui est bon, c'est pour nous rester, pour nous suspendre avec stigma, pour nous aider messieurs à chercher aide les yo gen problème. Pendant que gen pile femme qui lité avec problème santé mentale, plus garçons pas vle di yo pas affecté. Pendant que plus femmes affectées, plus men gen garçon qui affecté tout. Ça qui passe que garçon yo pas parler. Et spécialement plus garçon gen dépression. Il y a un pile garçon qui gen dépression même j'ai avec fille. Il est important pour nous aider pour yo ka connaître les gen un problème mental pour yo exprimer tête yo et puis pour yo chercher aide, pour yo chercher traitement. The difference between men and women when it comes to mental health. While women struggle with mental health issues more than men, it doesn't mean men aren't affected. This is especially true. It is complex, playing a role how women and men experience mental health issues. When we look at women, we see the hormonal differences that play a significant role. But so do internalizing stereogender types, okay? Stereotypes include coping strategies and clinical bias, among other factors. So, non dit que il y a une différence entre garçon avec fille dans problème mental et puis il y a une différence dans les symptômes. Il y a une différence là-dedans. Il y a gens que société a yo ouais que garçon rôle yo différent. OK, facteur qui complexe yo joue un rôle dans gens garçon yo quand même avec femme yo fait expérience yo différent dans problème mental. Garçon ak femme ka tout yo tous les deux avec même trouble santé mentale là. Cependant à cause certains facteurs yo ka gen expérience différent. Donc on parle de stigma. Stigma c'est gens société a ouais moun li ouais que garçon yo supposé agir en gens yo pas ta supposé faible, yo pas ta supposé parler trop, yo pas ta supposé ça, yo pas ta supposé pas content, yo pas ta supposé à crier, le on bagay passé yo ouais que garçon ta supposé toujours être campé ferme. Mais il est important pour nous encourager garçons pour yo chercher traitement pour nous capable réduire risque suicide parce que grand pile garçon yo montré ou qui mourir par suicide parce que yo pas joindre traitement yo pas connait ça pour yo faire avec tête yo. There is common health symptoms in men. Okay, common mental health symptoms include aggressive anger, irritability, frustration, substance abuse, difficulty concentrating, a constant sense of worry, engaging in risky behavior, ignoring daily responsibility, thought of suicide, which is a major one. Mental health disorder also cause physical symptoms that men often ignore. These symptoms include change in appetite, unexplained aches and pains, digestive problems, changes in sleep patterns, sleeping more than normal. So mental health not only cause men to have mental issues, but also physical issues, okay? mental health, like they're irritable. Anything, it doesn't take much for them to go crazy. You could see the change. If you know your family members, you could know that something is wrong with them. Okay, you can know that there is a change in behavior. You can see them sleeping a long time during the day when they normally not do, or they're not interested in doing anything. When you see things like that, you know there is something going on, some type of depression. There is something that is causing them not to want to take care of themselves. There is something that's causing them to close the door and stay away from everybody else. They isolating themselves. Ok, symptômes santé mentale yo qui commun nan garçon, nan yo agressif, yo en colère, yo chimérique, yo gen frustration, li pa pran pile bagay pour yo faire frustrer, yo gen habit, substance, difficulté pour yo concentrer, yon sens constant nan inquiétude yo toujours ap inquiète de tout bagay, yo persistant, inquiétude la persistant. Yo engagé dans comportement qui risqué que comportement qui cache vie yo. Comportement gen de lè yo kon boire trop ou bien yo prend alcool là, yo pas connaît ça y a fait et puis yo fait bagay qui risqué, bagay qui ka fait yo tuer tête yo ou bien tuer l'autre monde. We have a caller in line. Good evening. Welcome to Santé Please. Bonsoir. Bonsoir. Bonsoir, bienvenue à Santé Plus. Okay. All right, the caller must have lost. I don't hear anything. So the caller, you can call again. If you have any questions, you can call again 732-775-0225. 732-775-0220. OK. So, non di ou garçon yo ignore responsabilité yo chaque jour. Ça son signe que yo gon dépression, yo gon bagay qui pas marché bien ou bien y a pensé de suicide. Pendant maladie santé mentale ça non dit que li cause symptômes physiques tout. Dans symptômes physiques yo que garçon yo kon ignore. Mais non, même non, ça. Allô, bonsoir.
Oui, bonsoir. Ouais, m'ta me ba un feedback de si je vais parler là. Parce que même souffre de dépression tout. Mais moi content de ta ba là, même taper mais au adresser qui ça mou yo ka fait les yon situation dépressive. Ou sinon, les non-situation, yo pas qu'à contrôler corps yo. Qui conserve pas qu'à ba yo, même moi bay ou ba détail comment maladie apparaît, comment elle paraît.
Oui, non pas parler de ça.
Oui, m'ta souhaité ou parler de ça parce que m'attendais le tout parce que l'information ça bon pour moi tout parce que moi souffre de dépression tout.
OK. Comment elle est?
OK.
OK.
C'est Jack Frankie Bino.
OK, Jack Frankie Bino. Merci parce qu'on relève, nous appréciez ça. Oui, n'a pas répondre question, non gagné que préventive que nous parle dire qui ça pour faire. Nous gagné traitement, n'a dit qui qualité traitement, n'a dit qui gens qui l'oal dans docteur ou premier bagage pour faire c'est docteur pour aller. So qu'on y a parlé des signes des symptômes, on a privé na préventive avec traitement pour maladie mentale, OK?
Ah, OK, merci un peu, m'attendez non.
Merci. OK. Merci parce que est. OK, so non dit OK, non dit merci à frère Bino parce qu'il te relé, mais non pral bal réponse là t'allé. Non dit que changement physique yo gen de l'eau gen douleur ou par contre côté douleur a sorti qui ça qui fort gen douleur sans raison comme ça ou gen douleur ou gen problème digestif ou gen changement dans genre dormi ou dormi en pile ou bien pas dormi même. Parce que garçon gen problème santé mentale, souvent yo néglige symptômes yo. Zami yo ak famille en général, moun qui connaît yo te ka supposé remarquer que moun sa li gon bagay qui changer de li. Moun sa li ta supposé aider moun sa pour capable jeune aide. Okay? So we tell you that because they overlook their symptoms. The friends, family members, they usually the one that first notice the symptoms, so they should be the one helping them to find help with these symptoms. Okay, triggers in men versus women. Triggers in men versus women. So the triggers are different. The triggers are vastly different for men and women. Often, men develop mental health issues due to traditional gender roles and society expectation. These factors often lead them to believe they must display masculine traits such as strength and control. There you go again, stigma. Okay, this is the stigma. This is what we learn. This is what we know. Men supposed to behave a certain ways. They supposed to be the breadwinner. They should not rely on people. They need to rely on themselves. Men are supposed to be independent. They have to hide their emotion. Unfortunately, these beliefs encourage male mental health stigma and stop men from seeking attention or treatment that they need. Okay, so non di ou que trouble santé mentale femme ak garçon yo différent. Garçon yo souvent yo développé problème santé mentale à cause des rôles sexe traditionnels que yo joué dans société ya. Jan société a vle pour yo agir, pour yo montrer que yo masculin, tant que pour yo montrer que yo fort, yo gen contrôle tout bagay, c'est yo même qui en charge la caille pour y travail du pour y payer tout bill yo. Yo ta dwe compter sous tête pa yo, yo pas supposé mettre espoir yo sou moun, yo supposé cacher émotion yo. Malheureusement, croyance traditionnelle sa yo encourager stigma qui santé mentale garçon et puis empêcher garçon de chercher traitement qui nécessaire en pile. OK? C'est ça qui fait en pile garçon pas chercher traitement, c'est parce que stigma ou bien gens yo levé non, yo dit non c'est garçon supposé fort, li pas supposé à demander aide de rien, li supposé dans toute bagaille pour le camper fort pour le camper jam. Si et c'est pas comme ça, en pile garçon te ka joindre traitement que yo besoin pour maladie yo gagne. Mais non dit gen aide pour toute bagaille, non ta supposé aider sinon ta exemple non gen problème pour y aller chercher aide. OK? How does the stigma, okay, non gitan do que stigma affect men, it affects the treatment. It affects the treatment. Men who struggle with mental health, such as depression, substance abuse, are less likely to seek treatment. According to Mental Health of America, men don't seek treatment due to social norms going against them. Men also don't seek treatment because they don't want to downplay their symptoms. Men are always often reluctant to talk to somebody. The stigma between men versus women's mental health. Issues result in 1 in 4 men seeking professional help, while as many as 1 in 3 men take medications for depression or anxiety. Okay? So, no ka weke, men are more at risk for mental health. En pile garçon, yo gen problème, yo gen obstacle avec dépression ou bien abus substance, et puis yo pas jamais chercher côté pour yo joindre aide ou bien traitement. Yo font remarque dans Mental Health America côté garçon yo pas chercher traitement parce que c'est social côté yo y a société agent société hier yo montré que le pas normal pour un garçon à chercher traitement là yo gen problème mental. Yo prend problème nan yo mette li comme problème nan pas significant j'en ta supposé. L'on a regardé yo mon remarque la fait que dans 1 à 4 dans 1 de 4 garçons on celle là qui chercher traitement. Dans 1 à 3 filles, yon a chercher traitement. So pour montrer que filles ont plus chercher traitement que garçons, là yo gen problème mental parce que non même filles n'ont parlé, n'ont dit qui ça n'a passé bagay ça yo. So li important pour logon moun qui bon côté ou pour aller chercher aide pour parler avec un monde, pour ouvrir avec mon nan, pour ka di mon nan qui ça ka passé. Men are more at risk for mental health. Besides the factors mentioned contributing to mental health, certain groups of people are much higher at risk for mental health. when you look at it, on remarque qui fait que plus c'est moun blanche yo, garçon qui gagne 85 ans et plus, yo toujours yo gon risque suicide yo augmenté. Okay? Men with white men 85 and above, risk of suicide increase, risk of suicide. They have a higher increased risk. In this demographic, it looks like committing suicide, they commit suicide more than any age, sex, or race. Garçon blanche qui gagne 85 et plus, yo risque pour suicide yo augmenté. Yo même yo fait suicide plus que l'autre race, sexe avec l'âge. So garçon monde blanche yo, c'est yo même qui fait un pile suicide dans tête yo. Men who have stressful jobs or work in poor condition increase the chances of having mental health disorder. Men who have risky jobs, okay, poor jobs condition, it increases their risk because that can cause them to go unemployed, and then retirement, they have problems. Sometimes they retired and they don't have enough money. Okay, sometimes they retired, they don't have somebody by them to help them out. So those things can cause them to have mental health issues also. Give me a minute. Sometimes men who goes through a divorce, they mostly struggles with severe depression. Garçon qui divorcé, non dit ou mon garçon qui divorcé, yo toujours gen dépression qui vraiment augmente, qui vraiment domine yo en pile. Les yo divorcé parce que son l'autre vie yo pral vivre. Si tout le monde nan divorcé, bi li pas d'accord à divorce là, li pas paré pour li pas comprendre divorce là, li divorcé contre lui-même, ça kon quitter en amertine pour moun nan et puis il vin non dépression qui kon gade le kon fait moun nan tuer tête li tout. Dépression qu'on fait un monde tuer tête li parce que moun n'a pas ka lui même, li pas ka arrêter avec pour contre li, il pas ka fait tel bagay pour contre li. So moun sa yo kon you montre que dans study, in one study, being a single person is a risk for suicide. Okay? Au monde qui célibataire, on garçon, m'pa di fille parce que fille qu'on OK les arrêter pour continuer. On garçon qui célibataire, yo montre que risque suicide yo augmenté. Parce que c'est une question yo posée, c'est une question yo que yo checké les a fait évaluation pour moun qui gen dépression ou bien moun qui gen augmentation risque suicide. C'est yon nan check mark yo que non toujours checké as psychiatric nurse practitioner. One of the check mark, one of the triggers, factors qui que yo mette qui ka fait moun tuer tête li, c'est les son garçon qui célibataire. Okay? Men who have been to war or experienced traumatic events, moun qui nan militaire, qui kon nan la guerre, qui expérience traumatisme, ça kon augmenter risque to yo pour yo gagner post-traumatic stress disorder ou bien pour yo gagner risque suicide yo tout kon monter. Because of male mental health stigma, financial and legal issues can also trigger men issues, such as depression, anxiety, struggling to support one's financial, can increase the risk of suicide. So when we look at it, there is a lot of stuff that can cause men to become depressed and cause mental health issues. We don't talk about it. We just don't. We just don't. And it's something we need to talk about. I think in our society, a lot of time, we keep things in the down low. We don't talk about stuff that cause such thing. Okay? So, li bon pour non parler parce que gan pile bagay qui cause un garçon ka fait problème, ka gen problème mental. Gan pile bagay. Premièrement, garçon yo pas exprimer tête yo. Le yo gon problème, yo kembel pour continuer parce que c'est ça société a vle. OK, société a vle ça, yo montre que les moun nan pa gen pile l'argent, la travail dans mauvaise condition, li augmenter risque pour ta tuer tête li. les moun nan divorcé ou bien les célibataires tout, les garçons divorcés ou bien célibataires, li augmente risque pour tuer tête li tout parce que gande les moun nan s'il paraît met tête li pa wè pour qui ça la vive. Si moun nan gen problème finance, problème légal, sou pense OK, ou un garçon ou marié à une fille, OK? We are the breadwinner qui veut dire c'est ou même qui garçon kay la ou même qui paye bill. Sou ta divorcé avec une fille ici. En pile fois l'on divorcé à moun nan, ou paye pour tête ou paye pour moun nan tout. Parce que si c'est ou même qui tape travail puis moun nan pas tape travail, c'est ou même ou toujours responsabilité pour moun nan divorcé. So qu'on a envie de mettre deux billes sous tête pour bay ou pas gen temps pour tête tout ça qui cause stress qui ka vinn forger en dépression. So tout bagay ça yo non di yo même qui facteur qui fait un monde un garçon qui fait dépression. C'est facteur ça yo ou bien problème familial tout qu'on fait monde fait dépression. Non dit que mental health no problème familial it runs in the family. It begins with depression, bipolar, schizophrenic, and other cognitive disorder. Men go into significant challenge risks, mental health condition, and suicide. These challenges include not the physical, family conflict, death of a family. So tout bagay sa yo ka fait on moun vin gen dépression, lower gen challenge ou bien gen problème physique pour second maladie, gen des maladies qui kon fait au monde, gen dépression, second maladie chronique, tant ou gen tension, ou gen cancer, ou gen diabète, ou gen prostate, bagay sa yo kon fait ou vin gen dépression, ou gen moun qui mouri dans famille, ou moun qui proche ou bagay sa yo kon fait au monde gen dépression. So, dépression li pa prend pile qui pour fort gagner. Ça qui l'essentiel là, l'or gagner ni c'est pour chercher côté pour joindre aide. OK? Symptoms in men and women are not that different. OK? Symptoms. Moun nan li senti li sad, li pas content, li pas soigné, li toujours fatigué, tout bagay fait li ontijan, li pa vle faire rien dans tête li, non te gitan djou, gade les moun nan kon aller et puis là boire soit li devient un alcoolique qui veut dire li boire en pile alcool ou bien li become a workaholic. Gen des moun qui travaille en pile c'est dépression qui fait au travail là. Chaque moun qui pas chercher aide traitement dépression qu'on fait un lot bagay. Okay? It's also depression can also cause people to do risky things like gambling, unsafe sex, driving under the influence. Okay, so it's important that we seek medical attention when we feel like our feelings is too much, we cannot take care of it. Li important que pour nous chercher aide, pour yo capable aider non, les non ouais que nous gen trop problème, non pas capable aider tête non. Qui ça nous ka fait pour nous aider tête non? Si nous ta ouais un ami, si nous ta ouais une famille que yo été tout d'un coup, yo changé. Qui ça pour yo ta fait pour yo pas même genre encore? What kind of treatment is there for these people with the depression? What kind of treatment that can help our men to have a healthy mental health? The treatments are simple. First, the first thing is communication. Talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. Open with somebody that you trust. You tell them what you're feeling. You let them know what you're going through. Mental health get worse because we like to internalize things. We like to keep things in ourselves. En pile fois, nos mêmes garçons, ça te fait non pas qu'à traiter, c'est parce que nous quitté toute bagaille en dedans, non pensé de yo, non internaliser toute bagaille, non pas mettre le dehors. Plus gens nous qu'à traiter dépression, premièrement, nous parler avec un monde. Parler avec un monde. Pour nous, si moun n'a pas qu'à aider, non fi non parler mais ça qu'a passé, pas gen moun qui ba non intervention qui ça pour nous faire peut-être non. Nal ouais un docteur a même nan la suggéré que wal ouais un psychiatre ou un psychologie qui ka aider ou. Gen docteur qui kon bon traitement, yo kon bon médicament qui relè antidepressant, antipsychotic. There is so many different types. Anti-anxiety medication, yo bon médicament sa yo pour ka aider ou avec symptômes yo. Gen médicament qui kon fait énergie ou vin pi bien. Gen médicament qui ka aider ou pour ka toujours content ou comprendre pour pas arrêter, pour pas trop anti-jan paix, pour pas sad, pour pas sentir que ou down all the time, pour ka aider tête, pour pas agiter, pour anti-jan, pour ka sentir que mentalement ou anti-jan léger, pour l'enlever pour ka ben, pour pas coucher dans cabane pour toute la journée, toute la nuit. Dès pour arrêter ou dormir sans arrêter, ça veut dire qu'on bagay qui pas marcher. So, on moun ou senti ou comme ça, ou docteur ou parler avec zami ou parler avec une famille qui capable aider ou pour chercher aide qui pour aider ou joindre traitement. Non di qui traitement qui gagne, yo gagne psychothérapie, yo gagne thérapie yo fait pour moun. Et puis, and you can also, we said psychotherapy, they do treatment, medication, psychotherapy. There's so many different type of psychotherapy that they do. They do tech therapy, they do CBT, they do all kinds of therapy. They have EMDR, pour moun qui fait post-traumatic stress disorder. That's what they do for them. So we can end the stigma and start seeking help. Non ka empêcher stigma, non ka stop stigma, et puis non commencer chercher aide. Non commencer chercher aide, les non wè ke non gen symptômes yo aide non pour non ka gen skill, yo montre non skill communication qui jan pour non communiquer, skill social qui skill qui ka aider non pour non performer, pour non capable vivre en santé. The most effective mental health treatment is a personalized treatment. Tout traitement tout monde différent. Son aller ou un docteur yo bon un traitement qui personnalisé, un traitement qui bon pour vous-même. L'autre moun yo symptômes yo ka différent, so gen différents médicaments qui travaillent pour yo. OK? Psychothérapie non di ou changer jan ou vivre. Lifestyle change. You change your lifestyle. Ou manger, you eat a healthy balanced diet, having a regular sleep schedule, getting regular exercise. OK? Vie ou changer style de vie ou manger qui bon, manger qui kaken bon en santé, en pile légumes, en pile feuilles ou bran pile de l'eau. Ou bran pile de l'eau ou dormi bien. Ou font schedule pour ka dormi bien. At least ou dormi en 6 heures de temps ou plus par soirée pour capable mentalement, pour capable faire énergie, venir boire oxygène, venir dans quoi parce que faut qu'on apprend les quoi trop fatigué, ça ka cause ou vin stressé ou bien ça ka bon nervous breakdown too, ka bon problème mental. Et puis ou fait exercice, il pas besoin trop exercice. Participer dans programme, cherchons bagay pour faire parce que l'autre là ka là pour contou ou te kon vivre moun ou ka vin gen dépression. Sou pa gen yon wap fè, cherchons côté pour volunteer, do some volunteer work, go to a church, aller dans l'église qui tout près ou, volunteer, bay temps ou avec l'autre monde, faire l'autre bagay, sou kon dit ou ka cherchons ti travail pour qu'on dit ou ka aider un monde, do that. Ça qui est important. The most important things is having a healthy relationship with your family and friends. And number one thing is God. Okay? Believing and praising God. Non du aba maladie. Pour qui ça non du aba maladie? Parce que nous connaissons que bon Dieu qui guéri maladie, qui guéri toute maladie. Si ou même ou pas un bon Dieu ou quoi dans lui, il y a un pile l'église dans la communauté qui recevoir avec bois l'ouvrir pour yo aider ou ka si son OK garçon yo participer dans dom, participer in the men's club. Do something for yourself. They have a lot of things that's out there to help you. The first thing you can do is seek help. Seek help. Find a friends that you can help you when you have stressful situation. Cherchons zami qui ka aider ou le ou gon situation qui stressé. Cherchons moun qui ou confident dans lui-même qui capable aider ou. Prends petit temps pour tête ou. Aller dans vacances. Parete la kay la seulement. Gardons bagay qui ka fori. Ou comprenez, yo toujours gan ban ti comique ou bien gen ti bagay haïtien yo kon gen dans YouTube. Sou pa gen gros ke bon bagay sa yo ka gade yo ki ka fori. Cherchon bagay ki capable faire aider ou mentalement. Parete trop stressé parce que monde nan changé, bagay yo c'est plus mal y a vinn plus mal. Mais sinon quitter stress la prend over life non, c'est lui même qui mener non, c'est non même qui pour mener stress là, non même qui pour descendre stress là, non même qui pour chercher gens pour nous qui gens n'ont qu'à gérer tête non. Non pas qu'à quitter stress là, prend contrôle la vie non. OK? Problème mental ça te fait devient un problème c'est parce que non quitter problème non dominer non trop. Ils quitter le dominer non trop. Les non gon problème pas quitter le dominer non. Charger ouais qui gens chercher pour nous capable joindre aide pour problème. Do not let problems take over your life. Seek help. It doesn't have to be professional. Somebody can give you an advice that they went through. They can help you. Gon moun qui te ka passé même situation avant. Sou partager peine ou avec un moun li ka edo li ka di OK, m'te kon ça oui on le mais ça m'te fait mais ça m'te fait. OK, ça moun nan dou là, s'il pas bon pour al chercher médical, chercher côté pour yo bon traitement, chercher ouais docteur, chercher ouais pour capable joindre traitement. OK? Non pas besoin de docteur. Chaque docteur, un docteur qui est spécialisé dans toute qualité bagay. Nous là pour nous aider. Parce que si pas jeune aide, ou arrêter là ou penser de pour tuer tête ou parce qu'on pas ouais gen rien pour vivre pour lui. Bon toujours gon bagay pour vivre pour lui. Bon Dieu maintenant sur la terre non pas supposé prendre tête non, mais les non gen maladie à cause non tuer tête non. Non pas vle pour ça, chercher côté pour joindre aide pour capable aider tête. Faut bino ça yo c'est conseil nous ba non. So soit le docteur ou yo bon médicament c'est pour prendre médicament. Prendre médicament Jean yo ba ou là, li instruction yo manger un bon manger qui gen bon fibre la dani, qui gen pile feuille, en pile légumes, pas manger bagay k'ap faut pas bien parce que gen manger s'il gen trop sucre ou ka fin manger ou senti en tête fait mal. S'il gen trop graisse là dans il a vinn fort lourd. Pas manger en vont al dormir. Fin fait digestion en vont al dormir. Lo fin manger pour 2-3 heures temps ou bien 4 heures temps avant pour al dormir. Participer non physique sport physique ou bien marcher. Font petit exercice avec corps. Si c'est danser mais danser dans kay là. Font bagay. Sourete pour contour. Al chercher un programme pour participer. Il y a un pile programme dans Asbury Park là. M'parete dans Asbury Park même content des programmes yo, m'kon wè yo tout partout. Chercher un bagay pour participer. Il y a un pile l'église, il y a un pile pasteur yo tap même non dans tout bagay. Yo toujours gen programme. Côté m'dam connaît yo toujours gen programme. So tout bagay sa yo ka aider ou dormir bien. Sou senti que ou pas capable dormir, gen de le téléphone nan ou t'as supposé mettre téléphone nan au côté, pas mettre le bon cabane nan. Pas mettre le bon cabane nan parce que depuis sonne fait mettre téléphone nan silent là pour aller dormir. Pas boire café là pour aller dormir. Bagay sa yo ap kenbe ou yeux clair pas ka dormir. Pas regarder télévision là pour aller dormir. Tout bagay sa yo ap aider ou. Et puis sous ces chrétiens, sous quoi nan bon Dieu, priez bon Dieu, bay bon Dieu gloire, lui même tout li gen solution. Cherchons amis, cherchons famille, parler avec lui et puis tout bagay sa yo ka aider ou pour capable contrôler, pour capable traiter maladie mentale qui c'est dépression, anxiety ou bien generalized anxiety ou trouble inquiète que en pile messieurs a fait trouble dans société haïtienne, oui dans Amérique tout, il y a un pile messieurs qui tuent tête yo parce que yo ouais que yo pas utile société à rien, yo ouais que yo pas capable aider monde, yo pas capable faire rien pour tête yo. Il y a 2 minutes traité. Non ba 1 minute pour si on monde gon question, yo vle pa relé yo carré kounien que n'importe question yo gagné qui ça pour yo faire stigma non pas vle pour haïtien continuer avec stigma maladie mentale là non vle dire que li réel mais gen aide de yo gen aide pour nous médicaments yo, non pas besoin ba tête non problème de side effects yo parce que yo gen l'autre bagay side effects là moins important que ça médicament a fait pour la fait vie a vient améliorer la fait ou vivre en vie qui avec qualité on vit qui en paix et puis la paix qui bon la paix c'est dans Jésus-Christ ou joindre. So, nous content avec vous après-midi. Nous dit merci avec tout le monde qui t'a attendu. Nous saluons tout le monde. Nous saluons Celle-là. Nous saluons Cédican, Frère Volma. Tout le monde qui t'a écouté. Nous saluons Marie, parents. Nous saluons Bishop. Nous saluons tout le monde dans la communauté. Nous saluons Frère Gabriel qui est toujours avec nous là. Nous dit merci parce qu'il est toujours là avec nous. So, any question? Anything at all, I'm here for you guys. Just call. We got 1 minute. So, je souhaite nous avons bon. Okay. 1 minute. Bonsoir. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir, chérie.
Bonsoir. Comment est mamie?
Moi, je conseille, pile.
Oh, je suis content ça. C'est qui est?
Oui, je conseille, pile, suivi.
Merci, mamie.
C'est bon bagay, là.
Moi, content ça. Moi, apprécie l'école là. Moi, apprécie
ça.
ça.
Merci, c'est Daphne.
C'est Daphne. OK, bon Dieu béni.
C'est Ivan Daphne.
C'est Ivan Daphne. Moi, content d'entendre. OK, bon Dieu béni. OK. Merci pour conseil là. Ou encourager. Eh ben, gen remède pour toute maladie, mamie.
Oui, chérie.
OK, bon Dieu béni.
Moi-même, tout vite, mais tout petit, tout famille.
Gloire à Dieu, nous recevons.
OK, bébé.
Grâce bon Dieu avec. OK, so nous dit merci à tout le monde qui t'attendait non. Mais dans la main, aidez-les l'autre, checkez-les l'autre. Parlez avec Zambi sous parole dans 2-3 jours. Sous ta Zambi qui te Zambi ou te kon parler avec ou lion l'autre façon. Prends un petit temps ou même avec, font petit parler avec. Gardez pour qui gens ou ka communiquer avec lui pour capable pour nous capable joindre résultat problème yo. On n'a pas fâché à l'un l'autre. La vie a trop coûte. Cherchez traitement, mangez bien, dormez bien, bye bon Dieu gloire et remerciez l'autre. Grâce bon Dieu avec nous, moi souhaite un bon week-end.
This is WYGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging, with everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it. How do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because you know once I get home, they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Mickelson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
This is WYGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging, with everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it. How do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics, because once I get home, they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Mickelson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show, aired every Saturday afternoon from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. A new segment discussing all things and situations relating to families. Family Matters Discussions, a radio show for everyone to listen together.
Can they be that close? Just let me stay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Family Matters on Good News Radio. Bonsoir tout le monde, bienvenue dans Affaires Famille, dans Radio Bonne Nouvelle, 88.1 FM, WYGG. Welcome one and all to Family Matters on Good News Radio, 88.1 FM, WYGG. My name is Elna. I'm happy to be here with you guys this afternoon. Our co-host is on the way. So we are going to get started. We're happy to be here with you again. Another beautiful Saturday that the Lord has blessed us with. Every day that we are living and breathing and have use and activities of our limbs and are able to enjoy this beautiful world that God has given us, we ought to give thanks to God for that. So again, you're listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio, and here are the ways people are listening to Good News Radio. They are joining us via website, goodnewsradiotv.com. They are also tuned in on Facebook, WYGG, Good News Radio, and they are dialing in to 518-906-1596. So they can listen to this program. Men jan tout moun ap koute Radio Bonne Nouvelle. Yo kon ale sur internet lan goodnewsradiotv.com ou bien yo ale sur Facebook WYGG Good News Radio ou bien yo ale sur numéro téléphone 518 906 1596. So we want to thank everyone who's listening to Good News Radio, and especially those of you who listen to Family Matters. I know that you guys don't call in. You don't give us any feedback whatsoever. But you do say that you are listening, so I appreciate you for listening. I'd appreciate you more for calling in and participating in the discussions that we are having. So everyone knows that Good News Radio is listener supported. So in addition to, leaving us a thumbs up or a like, or following us on Facebook or leaving us a comment to let us know how things are going, how much you enjoy the content that we present to you. The other way that you can support the radio is by sending in your monetary donations. And here's how you can do that. Okay, you can send your check to 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, 07712. And you can make that check payable to Good News Community Action, which is the nonprofit organization for Good News Radio. Again, you can mail your checks to Good News Community Action at 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, 07712. For those of us who are so electronically inclined, you can go to Cash App and just send your money direct to the radio's Cash App. Okay, the number to do that is 908-489-9820. Again, Cash App 908-489-9820 to send your monetary donations. And remember, no amount of donation is too small, okay? There's a proverb in Haitian Creole that says that if there's a lot of hands at play, then the task is not hard. Okay, so anything that you can donate to the radio station, a little bit will go a long ways. Mais qui je nous ka supporter Radio Bonne Nouvelle, si que nous voulons voyer l'argent nous, chèque, si que vous écrit chèque, ou ka voyer chèque là, écrit pour payer Good News Community Action, ça c'est organisation non-profit Radio Bonne Nouvelle, ou ka mail chèque là, 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, 07712. Encore, adresse c'est 414 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, New Jersey, 07712. Ou bien, si que nous voulons voyer cob là électroniquement, nous ka voyer li sous Cash App. Cash App ça, c'est Cash App Radio Bonne Nouvelle. Numéro Cash App là, c'est 908 489 98 20. Encore, 908 489, 98, 20. Il y a un petit proverbe qui dit, mais en pile charge pas lourd. So, ça veut dire que n'importe qualité, force comme nous voyons, même si c'est un dollar, 5 dollars, 10 dollars, 15 dollars, 25, 100, 1000 dollars, tout ça que vous voyez est important et puis il peut aider en pile. So, nous vous merci en avance pour donation. All right, so you are listening to Good News. To Good News Radio. Family Matters is the program. This is the program that is presented to you by Good News Community Action. It is a radio program designed to actively engage you, the community, in meaningful discussions as it relates to children and families. To promote communication within the families, communication within the community, actually, and also education of families, empowering, encouraging families, and elevating our families, because we need some of that, right? We absolutely need that in this kind of world that we are living in, where we are seeing all kinds of disasters, all kinds of maltreatments, all kinds of crazy things that are happening in the world. We need a little bit of positivity to help elevate us, to keep us going from day to day. Okay, so again, Radio Family Matters, presented to you by Good News Community Action, is heard here on Saturdays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and repeated again on Sundays from 3 to 4. And normally your hostess is Elna, and I usually have my co-host Monty, who is on the way, and he will be here. So today is second Saturday of the month of June. We are happy. I mean, we are already in June, people, but we're happy because it's nice weather out there. So today, our subject for today is health and wellness. So what we're going to be discussing has to do with negative people who tend to have some sort of negative attitude about them or negative ways about them. So we're going to point those things out because, like I said, this program is designed to bring awareness to situations, to things, and to educate as well as to elevate and to empower. So the more you know, the more you are educated, the more you are empowered, the more you are encouraged to change your mindset and to change whatever it is about you that other people may see that you may not be able to see for yourself because you're on the inside looking out, but other people are on the outside looking in. And so they have like an eagle's eye view into your character, your demeanor, your temperament. And so if anyone has ever told you anything about yourself that's not favorable, it's probably a good thing. It's probably because they care about you and they want you to change that way about you, because they do see the good in you, but they see that you could be a better version of yourself if you were able to, make a little bit of change as it relates to negative things and negative behaviors and some toxic behaviors that they see coming from your side. And likewise for you to them, because we always say on this program that nobody is perfect and everyone can stand to make some changes, some course correction about, your behavior, your attitude, how you deal with other people, how you talk to other people, your views on life. Everyone can tend to make some sort of correction. So we are all taking in this advice, even the person or persons giving the advice. We are also learning right along with you and seeing how we can make changes to our own lives, to ourselves, so that we could be the best version of ourselves, so that we, as well as other people, can benefit from the better way that we can be. Okay? So I always have resources for you guys, so I'm going to get right to it. This is an ongoing resource that we have been announcing on the radio because it applies to migrants, and as long as we continue to have people immigrating here from other countries, this resource is going to continue to be announced so that, if you missed it, you can always tune in the next time to get it so you can find help for people in your community or people in your circle who may be in need of it. So this is the Essex Regional Educational Services Commission. They have a migrant education program for migrant families that live in all of these counties, but we are in Monmouth County, so we're gonna say they can help you if you are residents of the Monmouth, Middlesex, Union County area, which is the immediate counties near us. So they have food services, supplies, interpretation services, virtual tutoring, referrals for health services, transportation, school advocacy, summer school and camp, clothing assistance. If you want to take advantage of this, I suggest you guys reach out to, I'm going to get the phone number for you. You're going to reach out to 973-405-6262, extension 230. Again, the phone number is 973-405-6262, extension 230. Nous gagnons ressources pour tout le monde qui immigre venir dans États-Unis ou bien dans New Jersey. Si que vous êtes dans Monmouth County, dans Union County ou bien dans Middlesex County, au carré le numéro de téléphone 973 405 62 62, extension 230, 973 405 62 62, extension 230. Si que nous besoin d'aide pour nous recevoir service manger, provision pour nous qu'à vivre, interprétation si langage là c'est pas langage pas nous. Si que nous besoin formation virtuelle, ça veut dire sur téléphone ou bien sur ordinateur nous, référal pour nous qu'à joindre soins santé, transportation, monde qui pour avocat pour l'école si que vous avez à l'école, you gagne summer school, l'école dans congé pour tout le monde, you gagne camp et puis you gagne assistance RAD. Si que nous gagnons service que nous besoin, monde qui fait immigrer dans le pays ici, nous avons le numéro de téléphone 973 405 62 62, extension 230. Okay, so Good News Radio, Good News Community Action is putting on a resource fair this month. It's going to be June 22nd from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's going to be at the First French-Speaking Baptist Church, 412 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park. If you need information, you can call 908-489-9820. Again, the number is 908-489-9820, or you can just email info@goodnewsradiotv.com. Again, info@goodnewsradiotv.com. Again, it's going to be a resource fair presented to you by Good News Radio, Good News Community Action. It's a free resource fair, so if you have need for resources, you are more than welcome to come. Bring everybody you know that may need information on housing, on medical insurance, education, if you need access to Medicaid, okay? So the Affordable Housing Alliance of Neptune and Asbury Park is going to be there. Brookdale Community College is going to be there. Zoe Home Healthcare Services is going to be there. There's going to be so much more, you guys. I encourage you and I welcome you to come to Good News Community Actions, Good News Radio's Resource Fair, which is going to be held on June 22nd, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the First French-Speaking Baptist Church, 412 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park. Radio Bonne Nouvelle, Good News Community Action, non-profit organisation Radio Bonne Nouvelle là, a fait un événement, il y aurait ça Resource Fair, ça c'est un événement de ressources que tout monde qui besoin aide pour yo joindre ressources dans New Jersey, yo ka venir pour yo joindre information. Y a gagné dans jour ça c'est 22 juin, on samedi 22 juin à 10h jusqu'à 1h dans première église baptiste 412 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park. Si vous avez besoin de plus d'informations, nous avons le 908 489 98 20. Encore, nous avons le 908 489 98 20. Ou bien nous avons email info@goodnewsradiotv.com. Si vous voulez voir email, dans jour ça a bien information, moun qui besoin acheter caille, moun qui gen besoin assurance de santé médicale, moun qui besoin information de éducation qui jan ke yo ka enrôler dans l'école, a gagné Brookdale Community College kabla, a gagné information pour Medicaid. Et puis, Affordable Housing Alliance, dans Neptune avec Asbury Park, là, Zoe Home Care Healthcare Services, y a là. So, on paquet l'autre monde là, nous inviter toute communauté pour nous débarquer dans First French Speaking Baptist Church, premier l'église baptiste dans Asbury Park, 412 Asbury Avenue, Asbury Park, 22 juin. 10h à 1h. All are welcome. So Neptune is having on June 15th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. the Neptune Food Truck and Music Festival. Okay, and this is free, you guys. There's going to be lots of trucks with gourmet foods. There's going to be live music and activities for the kids. This is going to take place at Lofredo Fields on West Bangs Avenue in Neptune. Okay, so again, that's going to be the Neptune Food Truck and Music Festival, June 15th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. I told you guys about Asbury Park's Community Garden, which is open for you to pick up free produce every Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, every Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. All the way through the month of October. Okay, you're welcome to just go there and pick out fresh fruits and vegetables, produce that has been grown for the community so you can eat healthy. Okay, and that's going to be at the corner of Bangs and Memorial Avenue in Asbury Park. Asbury Park gagne un jardin communautaire qui gagne un produit de fruits avec végétables. Yo dit nous ka chercher produit gratis. Chaque samedi 9h jusqu'à 11h, jusqu'à mois d'octobre. Chaque samedi 9h à 11h, nous mettons aller à chercher gratis produits végétables ensemble avec fruits que mon yote grandi pour nous. All right, so Asbury Park Beach Patrol has a junior lifeguard program that they are putting on starting June 24th through August 5th. You guys, I think this is a very great thing. You can register for free if you're a resident of Asbury Park, okay, to take this lifeguard program. If you're a resident of Asbury Park and you're a youth age between 10 to 15, I would take advantage of this because this could lead to job opportunities for you when you are older, so you could become a lifeguard on the beach, okay, or at the beach. All right, so that's a 6-week program that they're offering, free registration to those of you who reside in Asbury Park. That's June 24th through August 5th, okay, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 7:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. If you need more information about this, feel free to call me. I'll tell you more about it. All right, so Neptune Rec is open. They have their summer program for kids starting June 25th to August 2nd. If you need more information about this, feel free to call me so I can tell you a little bit more about it. And of course, they're going to have their Neptune Day. This is in September. you guys, you should participate in these things that's going on in your community. Get to know the community leaders, get to know what's going on, you know, and engage. There's a lot of resources that are out there. They actually show up to Neptune Day, and a lot of vendors, a lot of information that is shared and provided during that day. So you guys are welcome to participate if you live in Neptune. Even if you don't live there, you can go. All right, guys. So again, you are listening to WYGG, Good News Radio, 88.1 FM, Radio Bonne Nouvelle. One more thing for you guys, and then we're going to get on with our topic. So July 6, 2024, the Ebenezer Church of God of Prophecy is hosting their monthly wellness checkup. Okay, so their address is 1418 Monroe Avenue, Neptune, New Jersey. All right, if you need more information, you can email wellnesshandsclinic@gmail.com. This is what you can expect to have if you so wish. That day, July 6th, 2024, I believe it starts at 10 a.m., I believe. You can expect to have your blood pressure checked, your blood sugar checked, your heart, pulse, and oxygen. And they also do education. So you guys, this is like a free checkup, I take advantage of this, especially if I didn't have health insurance. Absolutely. And they do this every month. So you guys should go and get your checkup done. L'Église de Dieu Ebenezer, l'Église de Dieu de Prophétie, qui sous 14-18 Monroe Avenue à Neptune. Il a fait wellness check-up yo. Ça c'est clinique là. 6 jours. C'est à 10 heures du matin il commence. Pour yo ka checker tension nous, checker niveau cycle, pour yo checker oxygène nous, checker cœur, et puis pour yo faire éducation de santé pour nous. Tout le monde qui pas un docteur, qui pas une assurance pour avoir docteur, prend avantage. Aller 16 juillet dans l'église de Dieu de prophétie 14-18 Monroe Avenue dans Neptune pour nous joindre check-up nous gratis, ti chérie. All right, guys. Again, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Family Matters on Good News Radio, WYGG 88.1 FM, Radio Bonne Nouvelle. All right, and as always, you guys, the lines are open for you to call in and talk to me. Okay, the phone number is 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. Again, the number is 732-775-0220, 732-775-0225. Lina toujours ouvri pour nous aider me parler ensemble avec moi, pour mon petit causer, un petit parole. OK, téléphone 732 775 0220, 732 775 0225. OK, m'a dit encore 732 775 0220, 732 775 0225. OK, konya m'a pas qui m'en All right. So, today we said that we were going to discuss health and wellness. We always try to bring you a little something every month to help you, to give you something to think about, right? Right, because every day that we are living and breathing is another opportunity for us to improve upon ourselves, for us to learn something, educate ourselves, make some sort of improvement about ourselves, right? Because in life, if you think about how God created the world and how everything has progressed over time, it's constantly progressing. The world is evolving, even though you can't see it with your naked eye, it's evolving. Like the animals are evolving, the bugs, they're evolving. Human beings are constantly evolving. And so therefore, we should also evolve. There's different ways that you can evolve. When you're a baby, you evolve developmentally, right? You go from being a baby, not being able to do anything but cry and poop, eat, poop, cry as a baby, right? And you graduate from there to, oh, now we know how to walk, then we learn how to talk, and 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 besides that, then you start going to school, right? Now you're learning, you're receiving a formal education. Well, some kids are homeschooled, it doesn't matter, it's still education. You're receiving your education so you can learn about stuff, so you can be prepared, be in the best mindset in order for you to learn a profession later on in life, right? We evolve, then we become teenagers, then first we're adolescents, then we're teenagers, then we're adults, right? And we're constantly evolving as human beings. And so that's one way for that human beings evolve. Another way is like psychologically, emotionally, in terms of behavior, comportment, temperament, we also evolve spiritually as well. So there's so many different ways to evolve. So today we are bringing you a topic, not to put anyone down, because we don't have anybody in mind anyways that we're talking to. We're talking to everybody in general. And like I said at the beginning of the program, this content goes to us as well, because we also are speaking to ourselves when we bring these types of topics, okay? So don't nobody take offense to this. No one's pointing fingers or blaming anyone. We're just bringing something to your attention, just in case if there's something that you can glean from it, then you're more than welcome to do so, and you will be the better for it, right? Monty, he's back, you guys. He's back. So we're waiting for Monty to greet us. We're talking about we can't hear Monty. We're talking about 8 behaviors of negative people. And as we're talking about it, think about if you have any of these types of behaviors near you or by you or in you, right? So that's what we're talking about. Monty, you ready to greet us?
It is good to be here. Good to meet you all. Good to see you all. Good to hear you all. Hopefully hear you all today. Hopefully somebody's going to call in and say, hey, that's me, or hey, that's somebody I know, or hey, I need to know more about this, or hey, what can I do about these things? We are always here to be happy to be here to serve you and talk with you and speak with you whenever you're able to do so. So, yeah.
All right. So, so let's start with the first one. 8 behaviors of negative people. And ask yourself this question. Are you one of those people? Do you have one of these characteristics? Let's talk about it. So again, like I said before, we bring these topics to bring awareness to trends, to what people won't tell you to your face. Sometimes they do, though. Like I said before, those people who care about you will tell you the hard stuff. Right, Monty? The people who care about you will tell you the hard truth.
Exactly. It's said that if a true friend is somebody who will be able to stand up to you and talk to you and tell you, that's a real friend, a real sister, a real brother. Mm-hmm. Somebody who will say, hey, you messing up, or you tripping. Mm-hmm. You as my son say, what does he say?
Tweaking.
Tweaking. That's the word.
I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah,
tweaking.
You're tweaking, yo. You need to tighten up a bit. You need to tune in a bit better, or whatever. The fact is that you need somebody that's going to be in your corner to be your soundboard. Your soundboard
yes.
is what comes back to you.
Yeah.
And what comes back to you is truth, not falsity or negative. Not people that want to say whatever they want to say or whatever they think you want to hear in order for them to be around you, or whatever the case may be. it's the truth that's going to help you. Because if you have somebody saying, "Hey, no, you did everything right," hey, no, then you're still walking in this rose-colored mirror that's not telling the truth about who you are, what you are, and what you should be doing to better yourself in life. And that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Bettering yourself in life, not walking through this life saying, "Hey, I'm living my best life. I'm just being me."
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
That's not what it's all about, and that's not what it is. You don't live on this planet and in this world by yourself.
Right.
You are about around other people, and what you do or say or how you act affects other people.
Yes.
Just as what other people do affect us, and if or you for that matter. And if you don't believe me, you don't want to accept that, fine. Take one moment to go on social media and say something and let everybody start coming against you, and we'll see how you feel about things then.
Right.
The fact is what people will say and do affects us.
When you were speaking there, I just kept thinking about the Emperor's New Clothes. Is that like an Aesop fable? The Emperor's New, he's walking around,
It's like an Aesop fable, and he's walking around, and people are. However, when he was walking around in his so-called new clothes, people are looking at him, pointing at him and say, "Hey, but his people, the people that were
in
close
his circle,
exactly,
yes.
the people that were close to him, because they did not want to be punished or looked or something, to be in his bad graces, they told him he looked great."
Yeah.
When they should have been saying, "Look, dude, you tripping. You look like a fool, dude. You have no clothes on. Do you not understand that?" So that's what a true friend is. A true friend will not let you go out looking stupid. A true friend, a true husband, a true wife. Look, babe, I know you like that outfit. I know that's what you like, but I think maybe you should wear something else, or wear this, or wear that instead. I want to wear that, babe. I think that's a little bit too much. And sometimes you just got to come out right. Look, you look less than who you are.
Yeah.
In that, because sometimes people get caught up in what other people are saying, and they get caught up in their friends tell them, "Oh, girl, you hot. My dude, you did." Look. They know you look like that. They know, but they're dressing because they either want company or they're going to dress a different way because, look, facts is facts. Females going out with each other, and so you are constantly in competition with each other, especially if you're single. I don't even want to talk about if you're not single, but especially if you're single and you out there having, you are in competition with the other person. You need to have respect for yourself besides what everybody else is talking about. Look at yourself first and be true and honest to yourself.
And I agree with every word, because we live in a world that never disappoints, with all kinds of insurmountable stresses that life brings, right? There is not a lack of stress in this world. In reality, there is an overabundance of stress, right? Everywhere you turn around, there's something stressful happening. And even if it's not happening to you, you're observing it happen to someone else. So we can even experience stress because of something that someone else went through, that we witnessed or we heard about. Just listen to the news or watch videos or whatever on YouTube and Facebook. You're going to see there's all kinds of trouble out there. But I just want everyone to know that there's hope. There is hope for a brighter tomorrow. If we do our due diligence, take out the time, do some self-searching, right? Do some self-inventory by getting to know yourselves a little bit better and seeing yourself how others see you. And by making a few, or in some cases, a lot of adjustments, right? You will be better for it. So let's get to our topic. So our topic is 8 behaviors of negative people. And think about, are you one of those people? Or are you a negative person? Or do you have any of these characteristics in you? So let's talk about the first one. Someone who has constant negativity, everything that they say is negative, everything that they think is negative, everything that they do is negative. So these are the people who are persistently negative, okay? It can be very draining to be around them, right? Psychology suggests that individuals who are chronically negative tend to view the world through a pessimistic lens, which, can color their interactions and relationships with other people, right? So this isn't just about expressing dissatisfaction or venting about, oh, I had such a bad day. Some people perceive that as being negative, but it's okay. If something bad happened to you, it's okay to say, okay, something bad happened to me. I don't think that's being negative. I think that's being truthful and being realistic about what's going on with you. Okay. No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about a pervasive mindset that can seep into every conversation and every interaction. Yes, Monty.
Yeah, right. I just want to start off with like a definition, right? We're going to give a definition of a toxic relationship. A toxic relationship is one that consistently undermines a person's sense of well-being or happiness and safety. It can involve harmful behaviors from one or both partners, such as emotional harm, disrespect, and manipulation. These behaviors can lead to a deterioration in mental and emotional health, including anxiety, diminished self-worth, and chronic stress.
Yes.
Just like she's been saying, stress and chronic stress is one of the worst things.
Yeah.
Stress is something that will affect you both mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Physically, yeah.
It will literally make you sick.
Yeah.
Stress will cause certain emitters or certain chemicals to be released in your body that is harmful to your body, that can actually, believe me or not, will actually cause high blood pressure,
yes,
cancer, and not to mention oh my God, I can't just jump out my head. But when
imbalance in the brain,
mental distribution. Yeah, but you have issues. These things will happen if you continue to let the chronic stress continue to take over and take charge.
Yeah, and when you're around someone who is constantly negative, it can feel like you're being sucked into a vortex of negativity. Like there's no escape, right? It's like you're going in the vacuum, right? And you can't find a way out because you're being pulled in the direction that the current is going in. So this can be exhausting, and it can make the person difficult to be around. Think about it.
It is very exhausting, and it really makes you not want to be around that person. No matter how much you love that person, it makes you not want to be around that person. Even when you're trying to be around that person, trying to set a different atmosphere, some way or another, they found a way to be just negative and dishonest, or whatever case may be. Whatever that toxicity is, whatever that makes them toxic, which is usually all of those cases: dishonest, negativity, just saying things that's just out of the way unnecessarily. It's just different things that happen that cause a problem, and it causes anxiety because you're trying to do something or trying to be in a place or trying to be with that person, and you can't change things, and that's where your anxiety comes in. It's a constant conflict with your emotion and their emotions.
Yeah. And so the next one is someone who's overbearing or controlling, right?
Exactly.
And what about the people who feel they need to control everyone and everything around them? So it's like the world according to, and you could just fill in the blank with whoever that person is that you have in your life, or it could be you, that is overbearing and controlling. So psychology attributes this behavior to deep-seated need for control. Often these individuals might feel insecure or anxious, and controlling their environment, including the people in it, provides them with a sense of security. So this is the reason that they're doing this. So it's a sort of protection for them.
Yeah,
but in them
usually
trying to protect their person,
Exactly.
they're actually doing harm to others.
It's an insecurity and a weakness on their behalf. And instead of them doing something or dealing with it for what it is, they make it to be the other person's problem or the other person's fault. And it's never them. It's never them because it can't be them. Because if it's them, that's just something else that makes them feel less than what they are. So they have to make it seem like it's somebody else or something else, even when they know the truth. So let's talk about toxic communication, which is a lot of times the issues, right?
Yeah.
Toxic communication, which is the problem in a lot of communication, is a problem in most toxic relationships. It starts out with the communication, and we communicate in different ways. But let's talk about speaking. This can include dismissal. When they dismiss you every time you're trying to talk or whatever, or trying to be, they dismiss you and they talk to somebody else instead, or they're doing something else instead, and they're just completely dismissing you, completely dismissing your feelings or your emotions or whatever, or what you're trying to say is not important to them. Sarcasm. They're always putting you down, always making some sarcastic remark, or whatever the case may be. Degrading. They're always degrading you and putting you down and making you seem like you're less than. Put downs, the same thing. Jumping to conclusions before you even finish speaking or saying what you're trying to say. They're jumping to a conclusion of what they think you mean because of something that they heard when they haven't even heard you out.
Right.
Blaming you all the time. Even when it's not your fault, and they know it's not your fault, but they're gonna blame you anyway. Judgment and making judgment against you, and we are talking about negative judgment because judgment can be good or bad, but we're talking about toxicity here, and this is bad judgment, or a lack of communication altogether. Just again goes right back to the dismissal or dismissing you.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
And what about like in communication, having frequent interruptions, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you're having a conversation with someone, like you said, they haven't heard what you're sharing, a story, and you're trying to get through the story, but they keep interrupting with their opinions, and it's just, it doesn't feel good to be on the receiving end of that. So people who frequently interrupt others often do so without realizing the negative impact it has on those around them. This behavior can make others feel unheard and devalued, right? And leading to strained relationships. It affects the relationship in a negative way. And so psychology explains that interrupting is often a sign of impatience, lack of respect, or even a desire for dominance in the conversation. Like that person wants to be heard and doesn't want to hear what anyone else has to say because what they have to say is more important.
Always more important than the other person. That's the thing. A person that is like this is very self-absorbed, very self-important. Everything is more. Everything they value or consider is more important than what anybody else is saying. So that's what it comes down to. That person is just not going to see you for what you're worth. And like you said, it comes with the respect. And I say all the time, without love, there is no respect. And without respect, there is no love. They cannot coexist without the other.
Right.
If somebody's just constant and you're in a relationship with this person, whether it be a loving relationship or friendship or a brothership or sistership, whatever, father, mother, and daughter, whatever case may be, you have this in all types, in all phases of relationships. And when it's like that and they just completely disrespect you that way, the love is not there like it should be. You hear people say, I know they love me somehow in their own way. Listen, if it's in their own way, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good way. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's love. It's what they call love or what they call their self or want you. It's like, it's like somebody say, don't put it in my face and tell me it's lemonade or it's raining. That's what it is. It's a lie.
Yeah.
It's a lie and it's not the truth.
Yeah. And what about those people who are they never stop complaining about whatever. It doesn't even matter what it is. There's going to be a complaint, right? whether it's the weather or their job or traffic, on the way to work or, anything. You ask them how they're doing, and all you hear is a list of negativity.
Exactly. I was going to say earlier when you said, you made a comment about, a person not knowing. It's even worse when a person knows.
Yeah, and they keep doing
bring
it
to their attention, and you constantly bring it, and they continue to do it anyway. So it's because they're not trying to better the relationship. They're not trying to make things better at all. They just they again self-absorbed. They only want to do what they want. They set the atmosphere. This is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm in control. I'm in charge. You're just here.
Yeah.
So it comes to the same thing here when, there's, okay, it's raining outside. You don't like the rain, don't go outside. Don't bring everybody else down because it's raining. Okay, it's raining, but you want flowers. How in the world you going to have flowers without the rain? It's going to rain. It's life. You've been seeing
and it's stating the obvious because everybody could see that it's raining outside, right?
And you've been seeing rain ever since you were born. But and you don't have a time clock. You don't have exactly when it's going to rain. So it's a matter of it's accepting things for the way they are. But instead of that happening, you're going to make an issue because it's not on your time frame.
Yeah. And so psychology says chronic complainers, is that word chronic again. Chronic complainers often feel a sense of dissatisfaction with their lives.
Yes.
Their constant complaints are a way of externalizing their dissatisfaction.
No over their own life.
So
exactly.
it's not something internal that causes them to be dissatisfied. It's something external. So let's put the blame somewhere else, to mask really what's really going on with them. So,
but in most cases, they're not trying to make things better in their own lives. Okay, so you have a person like this, right? And they don't have, the problem is that they don't have control over their lives. Instead of them doing something to gain control over their lives because they feel like they can't, so they want to try and control everybody else's lives. So, and cause confusion in everybody else's lives.
Yeah.
I'm upset, so you must be too.
Yeah. and again, this is like incessant negativity.
Yeah.
And it can be very difficult to be around all the time, It can create, again, a toxic environment that leaves you feeling drained and downcasted. So the other one is those individuals with a lack of empathy. Okay? What's the definition of empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand and share feelings of others. It is a cornerstone of human connection. So if you don't have empathy, you can't connect with another human being or anything living, really. So it's the glue that binds us together and makes us care for one another. So if you don't have empathy, you can't care for anybody else. And if you can't care for anybody else, how could you be in a relationship with someone?
You remember that? I'm sorry. It reminds me of this that cartoon movie you like with the little guy with the hair. Let it die. He want to kill all the trees. He didn't care about the trees. The
Lorax.
The Lorax. Yeah, that's the name of it. The Lorax. And the guy didn't care that the trees helped to make air for
to breathe quality air. Yeah.
And to kill pollution. All he cared about was the money he could make and the fact that trees drop leaves and it's messy.
Because he was bottling air.
Exactly.
And selling air.
Fresh air. Exactly. But he had no empathy about anybody else, no matter what it was, will go to all kinds of lengths to try to keep what he was doing a secret.
Yeah.
So I just had that thought. That was so funny.
Yeah.
That's your favorite part. Let it die.
It was funny. But again, lack of empathy. But some people struggle with this, right?
Yeah.
They find it hard to put themselves in other people's shoes or show understanding when someone is going through a tough time. So according to psychology, individuals who consistently display a lack of empathy might have difficulty recognizing and processing emotions their own and those around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to point out before we cut out, and I really don't want people to think that we are, coming down on anybody or coming down on you if you find that you're one of those people, and you're probably looking or wondering what can you do to change this or whatever the case may be. Listen. The word says that God is able to do all things.
Yes.
I have to put this out there. I want you to understand this. And a lot of times we are trying to do something that we can't do ourselves. I want to try to do this real quick. I had a dream a long time ago because I was asking God to help me change some things or whatever. And God took me into a dream and showed me deep down within myself is a really dark place, right? And I was in this cage. And I remember at one point there was this vine that was growing up behind me. And the vine really didn't matter. But the vine actually represented something that happened to me. And it was the vine was my emotion and my mentality, right? So it was what I thought of a thing and how I felt and how I reacted or considered it to be, right? So as things continue to happen to me or to people, as things continue to happen to people, that vine becomes more vines grow up, and those vines entangle and twist between each other, and then that thing became a mutated monster behind me, and I was afraid to even look at it because it was alive, right? And so I was not able to do it myself. If you go in the garden and a vine has taken root, and if it gets too big or too strong, you can't pull that thing out.
No.
You have to go get help, right? You have to go get a shovel, something to cut it with.
You'll hurt your wrist.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll hurt your back trying to pull things out. And if it's got thorns on it, you'll tear your hands up.
Yes.
So the fact of the matter is that you have to put something down there. You have to use a tool to get it out.
A tool.
And because you're cutting it off, a root does not just stop growing because you cut it off at the roots.
Right.
It will spread.
It'll come back.
And continue to come back.
Yeah.
So you have to put something down there to kill the root.
Yeah.
Understand? So that's something that you can't do by yourself. I hope y'all getting this.
Yeah.
You have to. And I was asking God, Lord, help me to get out of this thing. Help me to get out. I was holding on to the bars, and I was like, I was holding on to the bars because I was afraid to come out. I was afraid that what might get me out there in the darkness. And I was like, Lord, Lord, release me, help me set me free. And he said, just let go.
Let go. Wow.
And when I listened to him and I did what he told me to do, I realized that I was holding the door shut myself.
Wow.
I myself was holding the door shut because I was afraid to let anybody in, and I was afraid to come out. I was afraid for people to see who I was. And then as I came out, and I came out of that darkness, as I came out of the cage, out of that cell, as I came out, the darkness dissipated, and he led me out of the darkness up into the light. We have to look to God to help us in situations, because listen, a lot of things we think is one thing and we think is that, but that vine was so twisted up. It was like a ball of yarns, not one yarn, a ball of yarns that was all twisted up, and then you have to try to figure out where it begins and where you have the hardest time trying to get to the end of it. And a lot of times people just ball up and just throw it away because there's nothing you can do with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in our lives and our mentalities and our emotions. Our emotions are so strong when we allow it to be.
Yes.
We need to allow the Spirit of God to move in. We need to allow the Spirit of God to become stronger in our lives than our emotions.
Yes, absolutely.
We're not led by emotions. Our emotions are natural.
Yes.
Right? But we cannot please God in the Spirit, nor can we hear Him in the Spirit, nor can we be directed by Him in the Spirit if we're living in the natural.
Yeah.
We have to get out of our flesh and get into the Spirit and hear what God has to say.
Amen. Yes, I agree with that 100%. You know, even the Bible says that some things come out but through prayer and fasting. So
Right.
you have to put in the work and do some adjustments, which is what
Trust
the
and
point of this
believe.
whole
Have
thing
faith.
is.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Yes.
We keep trying to do it all ourselves. Listen, take off that weight. It's not yours.
Yeah.
It's not even your battle. The enemy wants you to believe that you have to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
While he's continuously putting on spiritual barriers and so forth and weight
Yeah.
on top of you.
And I'm glad that you said that, because in talking about negative attitudes or negative behavior or negative ways,
Right.
think about this. Like, you had to learn that behavior from somewhere. So it wasn't yours to pick up, but you unwittingly you picked it up from somewhere, whether it was in a home that you grew up in or other relationships that you were in or things that happened to you. You picked up that bad habit and now it stayed with you, but it's not yours. You can give it back to wherever it came from.
No.
Send it back.
No, don't send it back. Send it to hell from
Send
whence
it
it comes.
to, yes,
Yeah, don't send it back.
you can rid yourself of it with some help. So the other ones is never ending one upmanship. Yes, I know it's time to go. So this is think about this. Have you ever been in a conversation where someone's always had something bigger to report? Like, you shared that, oh, I read a book, and they read a book that was more profound, and had more meaning. Or you said, oh, I went to Jamaica. Oh no, they went to some other
exotic place.
Place.
Or they went to Jamaica too, but they did more than what you did.
Yes. They always have to have one above whatever you're saying. So psychology suggests that individuals engaging in constant one-upmanship often do so out of insecurity. Here goes that insecurity again. They feel the need to prove their worth and establish their superiority, and they do this by always trying to outdo others, putting other people down. Oh, mine is better than yours, that kind of thing. The irony is that this behavior often pushes people away from you, then drawing people closer to you. So if anyone out there is like that, be careful and try not to do that. The other one is unreliability. These are people that are just unreliable. They break promises all the time. They forget their commitments. They let other people down on a regular basis. This is a lack of dependability. Again, that puts strains on relationships, both personal and professional. So psychology suggests that chronic unreliability can stem from a variety of factors, including poor time management skills. We talked about that in shows previous, lack of responsibility, or even underlying issues such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You guys know it as ADHD. Okay, so that could be the cause of the problem. And again, these people most of the time don't realize that they're doing this, and that this is a negative behavior that they need to work on and break free from. Again, excessive criticism is another one. It's the last one that we're going to talk about today. These are individuals that have a knack for finding fault in everything, from the food they eat to the people they interact with. Nothing ever seems good enough for them. Psychology suggests that individuals who are overly critical often struggle with their own self-esteem. They project their insecurities onto others, using criticism as a defense mechanism. This behavior can be extremely destructive. It can erode self-confidence and create a negative environment. So the key here is to remember that their criticism says more about them than it does about the person that they are criticizing. Okay? And understand that you can make it a little easier to cope when you're on the receiving end of their critique. Okay? So try not to be so critical of other people.
So, mind you, we don't want to put these things out there or put these things on you without giving you what to do, because you probably find yourself in that situation, or find yourself the person that causes these situations, and you find yourself here, and you hear it, and you're listening, and you find yourself here, and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? If you find yourself in this situation, then there's one or two things. one is absolute. You have to have a communication with that person. You have to have communication with the person that you're in this relationship with, and let them know how they're affecting you. I remember that. I remember that there was somebody I talked to before. They used to get upset when people crossed the line with them, and so I was like, "Well, did you let them know that they were crossing the line?" And it was like, "Well, no." Like, well, if you don't let them know that they're crossing the line, how do you expect them to not cross that line with you, without letting them know that it's affecting you? So you have to let your perspective other, or your friend, your relationship, or who person who you're in a relationship, or sibling, know that, hey, you are crossing the line. I don't like it. It makes me feel this way or that way, or whatever case may be. You need to stop right here where this line is crossed here. Right? You're crossing a line. You're embarrassing me. You're making me angry. Sometimes you're allowing toxicity because of your own self.
Yeah.
Because you're not stopping it.
Yeah.
So you have to first have the communication, and then when the person is not accepting that, and they won't listen to you, I'm not saying just have the conversation once. If you're trying to make the relationship work, but if it's not working and the person is not listening to you, and they're not listen. I hate to say it, but it's time to go.
Yeah.
It's time for you. You have to love yourself first. And this is usually the problem, because you're in the situation, you saw something in that person, you saw potential in that person, you saw a light in that person, or a love in that person, and so forth and so on. But the same thing I tell my sons in my own relationship, or whatever case may, I tell other people when they're looking into relationships. I don't care how much you see in that person. I don't care how much potential you see in that person. If that person doesn't see that potential or acting on that potential, it's just like faith. Faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
That person that's not living up to or in their potential, or is dead, is dead.
Yeah.
So we have to do what we need to do. Either you're going to choose to live in a graveyard, or you're going to choose to get out of there and go live life.
Well, I don't know how you live in a graveyard, but okay. Thank you for sharing that. That was well said. And really, that's all we have for today's segment on Family Matters. So thank you for tuning in, guys. We hope you were able to glean something from what we presented to you today, because we aim to empower you, to educate you, to elevate you and your family. If you missed us today, you can hear us again Sundays from 3 to 4 on 88.1 FM, Good News Radio of Asbury Park. Thank you, everyone. This was Elna and
Monty. Sorry, I turned my mic off. This is Monty. Have a wonderful day. Listen, it's a beautiful day, beautiful Saturday, a great weekend again. Get out there and go have some fun. Enjoy the sunlight and give God thanks.
All right. Thank you, guys. Good afternoon.
Just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we had
We all can agree that raising a family in these times is challenging. With everything being so exposed and accessible through social media and the influence that come along with it, how do we find the balance?
Does your child feel confined and has no outlet?
Sasha, meet me in the bathroom so we can take our Instagram pics. Because you know once I get home, they won't let me out.
Would your child come to you when they need help?
Mom, I'm in trouble and I don't know what to do.
Do you know the signs when your child is crying out for help?
Mickelson, you don't listen. The school has called me and now I have to attend another school meeting. This time you lose your video games for 2 months.
Do you and your family need access to resources?
I lost my job. How will we get our bills paid?
Does your family have expectations and boundaries for mutual respect and understanding?
I am the man of the house, but my family does not respect me.
Finally, a show where families can feel supported and get resources for guidance during these troubled times. Presented to you by Good News Community Action. Family Matters, a radio show.
This is WYGG 88.1 FM, Asbury Park.